There is something that many men yearn for in a woman, something deeply important, but rarely do they ever openly voice it. It's not about superficial traits or external appearances. It's not about the things we often hear in the media or in popular conversations. What many men long for but seldom express is the desire for a woman who brings balance and stability into their lives. A woman who can hold space for them in a way that allows them to grow, challenge themselves, and become the best version of who they are meant to be. Men often struggle with vulnerability. They're told to be strong, to not show weakness, and to carry burdens alone. In this world that values independence, men can sometimes feel isolated, burdened by the expectations placed on them. They long for a partner who sees past these societal masks and acknowledges the complexity of their internal worlds. A woman who doesn't merely look at them as the sum of their accomplishments or failures, but understands the weight they carry and supports them without judgment. What men truly seek is not someone who fulfills their needs or fixes their problems, but someone who accepts them as they are and helps them navigate their struggles. A woman who can stand by them when times are tough, not out of obligation, but out of a deep sense of partnership and understanding. This doesn't mean being a savior, but being a steady presence, a source of strength and love that doesn't diminish them or impose unrealistic expectations. Men want authenticity in a woman, someone who is real with them, who challenges them when necessary, but who also nurtures their spirit. They want someone who appreciates their strengths and vulnerabilities, not as a way to mold them into something they're not, but as a way to create a deep, meaningful connection. It is easy to forget that relationships aren't just about the surface-level chemistry or attraction. At a deeper level, men want to feel that their partners genuinely care for them, not as a project to be fixed, but as a person who is constantly evolving, learning, and growing. They want a woman who understands that strength is often quiet, that love is patient, and that true connection is about growing together, not apart. The complexity of what men desire in a woman is often hidden beneath layers of pride, fear, and societal expectations. But at the heart of it, they yearn for something simple yet profound. Someone who will walk beside them through the ups and downs, who will believe in their potential, and who will share in the beauty of life's journey, no matter how challenging it may be. And though they may never say it, it is this connection rooted in understanding, acceptance, and love that many men seek above all else. Men yearn for something deeply meaningful in a relationship, and that is the sense of balance and stability a woman can bring into their lives. It's a subtle yet powerful desire that often goes unspoken, yet it is something that can shape the foundation of a lasting partnership. Men, by nature, are often the ones who carry responsibility, whether it's at work, in their personal lives, or in the wider world. They are tasked with meeting expectations, solving problems, and driving forward. In the midst of these pressures, the desire for balance becomes vital. What many men want in a woman is not someone who adds to the chaos or amplifies the noise of the world, but rather someone who can offer peace, a place of quiet refuge. This need for balance comes from the complexity of life itself. The demands placed on men often mean they are pulled in multiple directions at once. They can feel the weight of responsibilities that seem never-ending, constantly trying to live up to what society expects of them, while also navigating their own hopes, dreams, and insecurities. In this environment, balance is not just about seeking calm. It's about finding someone who can help them maintain equilibrium in the midst of a storm. Men do not always express this need, but they long for a partner who can create that safe, grounded space where they can feel they are not alone in the struggle. A woman who brings balance into a man's life doesn't necessarily need to be the one who takes on all the challenges herself, but she offers something different, a sense of steadiness, understanding, and presence. When life feels overwhelming, a balanced partner is one who can offer support without adding to the pressure. She is someone who provides emotional stability, grounding the relationship in mutual respect, care, and empathy. This support is not about fixing everything or carrying the burden for him, but rather about helping him maintain clarity and focus. In practical terms, this might look like being there when needed, offering a listening ear without judgment, or simply being a presence that reassures him that, despite the chaos of the world, there is still a source of peace at home. For many men, this type of balance is crucial to their own well-being. It's not about avoiding the struggles of life, but about having someone by their side who allows them to face those challenges with greater resilience and composure. It's in the moments of tension and difficulty when balance becomes most apparent. A woman who can help them see things from a different perspective, who helps them navigate the tough moments with patience and understanding. Furthermore, a balanced woman is someone who doesn't demand constant attention or emotional labor. Instead, she fosters an environment where both partners can share responsibility, trust each other, and maintain a healthy sense of independence while also being a source of connection. She knows when to give space and when to offer support, understanding the fluid nature of relationships and the importance of nurturing each other in a way that allows growth for both individuals. In essence, the desire for balance in a relationship is not just about finding peace, but also about finding someone who allows both individuals to thrive. For men, the longing for this balance is often rooted in the need for someone who provides the space to be themselves. Someone who doesn't demand perfection, but allows them to grow, fail, and learn in the safety of a supportive and steady partnership. The need for vulnerability and understanding is one of the deepest yet least expressed desires that many men have in a relationship. Society often teaches men to be strong, independent, and stoic, creating an environment where showing emotional weakness or uncertainty is discouraged. Men are expected to be the ones who lead, fix problems, and take on the burdens of responsibility without revealing any cracks in their armor. Over time, this leads to an internal struggle where emotions are suppressed and vulnerability is seen as a weakness rather than a strength. Yet, beneath the surface of this outward persona, many men yearn for a partner who can see past the facade and recognize their deeper needs for emotional connection and support. Vulnerability, though often difficult to express, is essential to any meaningful relationship. It is about revealing one's true self, the parts that may not always be perfect or polished. In the context of a romantic relationship, this means being able to share fears, insecurities, dreams, and uncertainties without fear of judgment or rejection. Men, like anyone else, carry their own emotional burdens, whether it's the pressure to succeed, personal doubts, or past experiences that shape who they are. These aspects of themselves are often hidden from the world, but deep down, they long for a woman who can recognize and appreciate these vulnerabilities, creating a safe space where they can be open and authentic. This need for understanding is not about seeking sympathy or pity, but rather it's a desire for genuine empathy. Men don't always want to be fixed or have solutions offered to them when they open up. Sometimes they simply want someone who can listen, who can be present and supportive without rushing to provide an answer. What they truly need is validation, that their feelings and experiences are acknowledged and understood. A woman who can offer this kind of understanding provides a sense of emotional safety that is hard to come by in a world that often values selfism and self-sufficiency over emotional depth and connection. In many ways, this dynamic of vulnerability and understanding works both ways. While men may hesitate to express their emotions, they also yearn for a partner who can be open with them, someone who will share her own vulnerabilities in return. This mutual openness allows both partners to truly connect on a deeper level. It's in these moments of emotional exchange that a relationship transcends surface-level interactions and becomes a partnership based on trust, respect, and emotional intimacy. Men crave the opportunity to show their true selves, to share their worries and joys with someone who not only listens, but also understands and appreciates them for who they are, not just for what they do. What men truly want is to be seen, not just as providers, problem solvers, or figures of strength, but as human beings with complex emotions, fears, and desires. A woman who understands this need can help to break down the walls that men so often build around their hearts. By providing a space for vulnerability, she allows them to feel safe in expressing their emotions, knowing that they will not be ridiculed or dismissed. This sense of emotional security is invaluable, and it fosters a connection that goes beyond the physical or superficial aspects of a relationship. The desire for vulnerability and understanding is a call for a deeper connection, one that allows both partners to embrace their humanity and flaws while supporting each other in their personal growth. When a woman is able to offer this kind of understanding, it opens the door for a relationship that is built on mutual respect, emotional intimacy, and unconditional support. It's a relationship where both individuals can be their true selves without the fear of judgment or rejection, and in doing so, they can create something truly meaningful and lasting. The desire for support, not fixing, is a crucial aspect of what many men seek in a woman, but rarely express openly. This need is rooted in a fundamental truth. Men often feel the weight of the world on their shoulders, burdened with the expectations of success, responsibility, and strength. They are conditioned to solve problems, to find solutions, and to be the ones who others turn to when things go wrong. In relationships, this pressure doesn't necessarily go away, but it manifests in a subtle way. Men long for a partner who can stand beside them in difficult times, offering emotional backing without feeling the need to fix every problem they encounter. This need for support can be misunderstood. Many women, out of love and care, may instinctively want to fix their partner's issues, whether it's work stress, emotional struggles, or personal challenges. The intention is often driven by a desire to help and make their partner feel better, but in reality, what many men want most is not to be fixed. They want to be supported, understood, and empowered to navigate their own problems. They want someone who respects their autonomy, acknowledges their feelings, and trusts them to handle the challenges they face, all while providing a sense of solidarity that doesn't undermine their own ability to grow or find solutions. When a man is struggling with a problem, whether it's a difficult situation at work, a personal conflict, or a tough decision in his life, he often wants space to process and think through it. He may not be looking for someone to immediately offer a solution or try to rescue him from the situation. What he truly desires is emotional support that acknowledges his feelings and creates an environment where he feels safe to explore the issue. A partner who can listen without rushing to fix, who can offer words of encouragement or empathy rather than direct answers, is a source of immense value. This form of support can take many different shapes. It might mean simply sitting together in silence, allowing him to express his frustrations without judgment. It could involve offering a comforting word when he feels overwhelmed, or asking thoughtful questions that help him gain clarity on his own. It's not about taking control or imposing solutions, but instead creating a space where the man feels heard and respected as he works through his challenges. This type of support fosters emotional security, and in doing so, it strengthens the relationship. Another important aspect of this support is that it doesn't diminish the man's sense of self-worth or ability to manage his own difficulties. A woman who offers this kind of support is not undermining his capability or his strength. Rather, she's reinforcing his belief in himself by showing that she trusts him to handle things even if he needs time to work through them. This dynamic fosters respect and deepens the emotional connection as both partners are able to rely on each other for different kinds of support. Men also often crave this kind of support because they know they cannot always be the strong one in every situation. In the world that constantly demands strength and resilience, the chance to be vulnerable and express weakness is rare. Having a partner who doesn't try to fix every problem allows them the freedom to show their true selves without the fear of being seen as weak or incapable. The support they receive then becomes a form of trust. It's not about solving problems, but about showing up for one another in a way that strengthens the relationship through mutual care and understanding. What men truly want is the reassurance that they are not alone in facing life's challenges. They want to know that there is someone who will walk beside them, not to dictate how things should be done or to provide an immediate solution, but to provide a steady, unwavering presence that supports them as they navigate the complexities of life. This kind of support creates a sense of partnership where both individuals can rely on one another, trusting that they each bring valuable strengths to the relationship. It fosters a deep sense of connection and mutual respect, and it helps build a foundation that allows both partners to grow together, facing life's difficulties as a united team rather than as individuals struggling separately. Authenticity and real connection are qualities that many men deeply long for in a partner, though they may not always articulate this need. At the heart of this desire is a yearning for something genuine, someone who can be their true self without pretense or hidden agendas. In a world where appearances often matter more than substance, many men are searching for a relationship where they can be open and honest, where both partners are able to show their raw, unfiltered selves and build a connection based on trust and mutual respect. For many men, the pressures of daily life, whether it's career expectations, societal norms, or personal ambitions, can create a sense of living behind a mask. The idea of having to be something for others, to meet constantly shifting standards, can be exhausting. It's easy to forget what it feels like to just be yourself. That's why the desire for authenticity in a woman is so profound. Men want to be with someone who doesn't put on a facade or try to be someone they're not, but instead, someone who is real and comfortable in their own skin. They want a partner who can embrace both their strengths and flaws without judgment or pretense, creating a relationship built on mutual honesty and openness. Authenticity in a woman allows men to feel that they can relax and drop their own masks as well. When a partner is genuine, it invites the same vulnerability and openness in return. Men are often taught to be strong, to keep their emotions in check, and to put up barriers around their feelings. But deep down, they long for a partner who can see beyond the surface, who can connect with them on a level that goes beyond what is seen at first glance. This connection, founded on mutual authenticity, creates a foundation where both individuals feel seen, heard, and valued for who they truly are. A genuine connection with a woman allows men to feel less like they are performing and more like they are simply being. When both partners are authentic, there is no need for constant validation or approval. Instead, the relationship becomes about mutual acceptance. The pressure to live up to unrealistic standards or expectations fades away. In a relationship grounded in authenticity, men can express themselves more freely, share their thoughts and emotions without fear of being judged, and ultimately experience a deeper bond with their partner. This kind of authentic relationship also brings with it a sense of security. Men want to feel safe enough to be vulnerable, to show their insecurities, and to make mistakes without fear of rejection or condemnation. When a woman is real with them, when she shares her own vulnerabilities and imperfections, it encourages men to do the same. It creates a safe space where both individuals can be honest about their fears, desires, and struggles. This openness leads to a stronger emotional connection where both partners can grow together, not based on the version of themselves they think the other person wants to see, but as the people they truly are. Moreover, authenticity allows for a more profound and lasting connection. Relationships that are built on superficial attractions or external validation may burn brightly at first, but they often fizzle out once the initial excitement wanes. True, authentic connections, however, have the ability to endure. Men long for relationships where the connection is rooted in shared values, honest communication, and mutual respect. They want a woman who can be herself without fear of being judged, who can express her opinions and emotions freely, and who does not try to conform to external pressures. When both partners bring their true selves to the table, the relationship becomes a dynamic and evolving partnership that goes far beyond the surface level. The beauty of authenticity in a relationship is that it fosters deep emotional intimacy. Men want someone who will challenge them, not by pretending to be something they are not, but by encouraging them to be their best selves in a space of trust and openness. A woman who is authentic in her communication, her actions, and her approach to the relationship allows for a more fulfilling and intimate bond, one where both partners can feel truly understood and accepted. In the end, what men deeply desire is a woman with whom they can share an unfiltered connection, someone who doesn't need to hide parts of herself or pretend to be someone she's not. They want to be with someone who accepts them as they are and who creates an environment of openness and honesty where both individuals can show their true selves and form a lasting, meaningful bond. Authenticity is not just a trait men seek in a partner. It is the cornerstone of a relationship that nurtures emotional depth, mutual respect, and a genuine connection that can stand the test of time. The appreciation of both strengths and vulnerabilities is something that many men deeply desire in a partner, yet it's a need that often goes unnoticed or unspoken. In a world where success, competence, and outward appearances are often prioritized, men are frequently expected to be strong, capable, and always in control. However, beneath this facade of strength, there is often a quieter, more sensitive side that longs for acknowledgement and acceptance. Men want to be with a woman who sees them not just for their achievements or their external persona, but for the entire person they are. Someone who recognizes the complexities of their personality, understands the intricacies of their life, and appreciates the full spectrum of their human experience, from their strengths to their vulnerabilities. Strength is a quality that many men take pride in. It might be physical strength, mental toughness, or emotional resilience. These qualities are often reinforced throughout a man's life, and they become a central part of his identity. However, strength is only one aspect of the human experience. Every person, regardless of how strong they appear on the outside, carries their own vulnerabilities, fears, and insecurities. Men in particular can struggle with the idea of revealing these more sensitive aspects of themselves. In a society that often discourages emotional expression in men, showing vulnerability can feel like a risk, one that, if not handled with care, could lead to judgment, rejection, or the perception of weakness. What many men truly desire in a woman is someone who can see beyond the surface. A partner who can appreciate their accomplishments and the external qualities that society values, but also someone who can acknowledge their inner struggles and insecurities without diminishing them. Men want to feel that their vulnerabilities aren't seen as weaknesses, but as part of what makes them whole and human. When a woman can accept both the strong and the vulnerable sides of a man, it creates an atmosphere of unconditional support and love. This acceptance isn't about pity or rescuing him from his vulnerabilities, but about recognizing that those vulnerabilities are a natural part of who he is and embracing them with empathy and understanding. At the same time, men also deeply appreciate when their strengths are valued and celebrated. They want to feel that their efforts, whether in their careers, relationships, or personal growth, are seen and acknowledged. A woman who appreciates their strengths helps to reinforce their sense of self-worth and confidence. Men are often driven by the desire to prove themselves, to live up to their potential, and to achieve goals. Having a partner who recognizes and supports their strengths can be incredibly affirming, providing the encouragement and validation needed to keep pushing forward. This doesn't mean that men need constant praise or validation, but the genuine acknowledgement of their abilities can create a deeper sense of emotional security and trust in the relationship. The key is finding balance in the appreciation of both strengths and vulnerabilities. Men want to be celebrated for their accomplishments and the positive qualities they bring to the table, but they also want to be loved and accepted for their imperfections. The relationship should be a space where both partners can be open about their strengths and weaknesses without fear of judgment. A woman who can do this will create an environment where the man feels safe to be both confident and vulnerable, knowing that he won't be held to an unrealistic standard of perfection. Moreover, when a woman appreciates both aspects of a man's personality, it deepens their emotional connection. It shows that she isn't interested in a one-dimensional version of him, but in the full spectrum of his being. This mutual understanding fosters a deeper bond, as both individuals feel seen and valued for who they truly are, not just the roles they play or the faces they present to the world. Men long for a partner who sees the parts of them that others may overlook or misunderstand, the moments of self-doubt, the fears about the future, the longings for connection, as well as the moments of strength and achievement. In many ways, the desire to be appreciated for both strengths and vulnerabilities is tied to a deeper longing for authenticity in the relationship. Men want to be in a partnership where they don't have to pretend to be perfect or constantly on. They want a woman who can offer genuine acceptance, who sees them as multifaceted individuals with strengths to celebrate and vulnerabilities to embrace. This kind of acceptance creates a relationship dynamic where both partners can grow together, facing challenges, sharing successes, and supporting each other through life's ups and downs. The beauty of a relationship built on the appreciation of both strengths and vulnerabilities is that it fosters emotional intimacy, trust, and mutual respect. When both partners can be their true selves, flaws and all, they can build a deeper connection that goes beyond surface-level attraction or achievement. It's about being seen and loved for who you are, not just what you do or how you appear. For men, this kind of acceptance is transformative, allowing them to feel truly understood and valued in the relationship. It's the kind of love that makes them feel whole, not because they are perfect, but because they are accepted exactly as they are. The idea of a shared journey and mutual growth is one of the most profound desires that many men have in a relationship, yet it often goes unspoken. At the core of this desire is a deep yearning for partnership, a bond that is not only based on mutual attraction or shared interests, but on the ability to grow together as individuals. Men often want a woman who will walk beside them through life's challenges and joys, supporting them in their growth, while also sharing in their own development. This journey is about more than just walking side by side. It's about pushing each other to become better versions of yourselves, learning from each other, and creating a life together that is richer because of the mutual growth you inspire in one another. This shared journey involves understanding that both partners will change over time. Life's ups and downs, whether personal, professional, or emotional, inevitably shape who we are, and men want a partner who not only accepts this change, but embraces it. A woman who is invested in growing alongside him creates a sense of stability and excitement in the relationship. Instead of fearing change or resisting the evolving nature of life, both partners actively work toward adapting and improving together. This shared growth creates a sense of unity as both people recognize that they are in it for the long haul, with a commitment to continually supporting and challenging each other. In relationships where growth is nurtured, men desire a woman who sees their potential, who believes in them even when they may doubt themselves. She encourages them to pursue their dreams, challenge their limits, and face fears they may otherwise avoid. Her belief in his ability to grow and evolve can be a powerful motivator. She doesn't just support him in his strengths, but also helps him confront his weaknesses. This kind of partnership is dynamic, with each person playing a role in the other's evolution. For men, it's not just about having someone by their side. They want a partner who pushes them to be better, to reach for things they never thought possible, and to do so with mutual respect and admiration. Moreover, this journey isn't about expecting perfection or demanding constant improvement. It's about being there for one another through the inevitable failures and setbacks. Men want a woman who will stay beside them during the tough times, not as a fixer, but as a supporter, someone who helps them get back on their feet and keep moving forward. In many ways, these moments of struggle are just as important as the successes, for it's in facing challenges together that the deepest bonds are formed. A relationship built on shared growth is not one that is free of difficulty, but one in which both partners are committed to overcoming obstacles together and learning from each experience. The shared journey is also about creating something meaningful together. It's not just about individual success or accomplishments, but about building a life that reflects both partners' dreams and aspirations. For men, this means a woman who wants to build a shared vision for the future, one that incorporates both their desires and ambitions. Whether it's creating a home, building a family, or pursuing joint goals, the journey becomes one of collaboration, not competition. Men desire a partner who sees the relationship as a partnership, a union of strengths and weaknesses, hopes and fears, where both are equally invested in creating something greater than the sum of its parts. In essence, the desire for a shared journey is about the feeling that life is better when experienced together. It's about finding a woman who doesn't just walk beside him, but who walks with him through all the highs and lows that life inevitably brings. She doesn't just witness his growth, she actively participates in it, and in turn, he does the same for her, providing a foundation of support, love, and encouragement that helps her become the best version of herself. The partnership is built on the belief that both individuals can become stronger, wiser, and more fulfilled by challenging and supporting each other along the way. At the end of the day, what men want most is a relationship that isn't static, one that grows, adapts, and evolves. They want a woman who will be their equal partner, not just in the easy moments, but through the struggles, the challenges, and the adventures of life. A woman who sees their potential and is committed to helping them reach it, while also allowing them to help her do the same. It's a partnership where both individuals share a vision, not just for the future, but for the journey of growth they will undertake together. In relationships, it is this shared journey, this mutual growth, that creates the deepest and most lasting connections. When both partners are invested in each other's well-being and success, life becomes a partnership of exploration and discovery, one that makes the highs even more joyful and the lows more bearable. For men, the true desire is simple: to find someone who will walk beside them, support them, challenge them, and grow with them. In doing so, they can build a relationship that is not only meaningful, but truly enduring. And in that shared journey, they will find something beautiful and lasting, a connection that transcends time and is stronger because it is built on the foundation of mutual growth and support